But yeah. Let's keep moving on. Georgia and Arkansas. Now I know you guys probably don't put much into this, but Arkansas was one of those teams I was looking at because they was getting 8 back on offense, 5 back on defense. Now the 8 on offense on an already broken offense. That's the problem. They were averaging 21 points last year, 147 on the ground, 192 in the air. But they bring over Felipe Franks, who they had on the shelf for a minute, and they still consider it a quarterback race, but he may be the guy. I'm not exactly sure who they went with, but, we all assume they didn't get Felipe Franks to put him on the bench. But the O-line is just not set up for the SEC. Like they just don't recruit players that match up long term in the SEC. So they may have some trouble in the SEC, but they may get away with some things outside the conference. Now, at running back, they get a couple of transfers along with Boyd, and the most experienced group on offense is the wide receiver group, which all matters if Felipe Franks can give them the ball. And once again, on the Paul Feinbaum, all the folks over there in Arkansas, they say they finally got the coach in Sam Pittman and that this is the year for them to do it, and they coming after Georgia. But that's just normal down south rhetoric that you hear all the time from these faithful fans of college football down there.
Yeah.
But the problem here is the defense. I gave the defense a C. With 5 returners in there, the defense was already bleeding. They're upside down on their card note. They're giving up 36 points a game, and they're only scoring 21 points. Even if they up the offense a little more, they're still not going to be nothing because they won't have enough defense. So in this one, opening against Georgia, even though Georgia's on the road and they're going to be fired up with all the rhetoric, I think Georgia may go ahead and cover on these boys. What y'all think?
Go ahead,
Rick. Okay. Yeah, as much as I would want to take Arkansas, the way they played the last few years, I just can't do it. Like you said, Franks is there. They were 2-10 last year. They couldn't stop anybody. Even with Georgia changing quarterbacks, and I guess they're kind of going to have a system with Daniels, maybe the redshirt freshman Mathis. I'm not sure, but even with that, they could cover here. So it's a stay off game for me because I'm always looking as a home dog like this. It's still the SEC, but Arkansas hasn't been Arkansas probably in 5 years, maybe a little long. I mean, pretty good where they haven't been like 6-6 or 8-4. They've been 2-10 the last few years. They've been really bottom of the barrel. So it's a stay away from me because, like you said, this could be a Georgia cover, but I'm not on it with first game between these two guys here. What about you, Ragoo?
Okay. So when Morris went to help out Auburn, they hired Sam Pittman as the coach from Georgia. That was the biggest head scratcher. A line coach they brought in, the team desperately needed to generate some offense, and get the recruiting process going and all that. We know that Pittman is real familiar with the Georgia system, so whether he's got the talent to kind of put up against him, which I doubt. Now they get Kendall Briles, who I liked, when Florida State had him under Taggart, but they never employed any of his system because Taggart was doing all the play calling back then. But anyways, they're going to be a work in progress. This could be a whole lot of ass whooping going on here early in the season for Arkansas. So yeah. I wouldn't touch this game with your money. But if you put here we go. If you put a gun in my head, I'm laying the wood with Georgia here.
There you go.